Or watch Newsmax for free on Roku, YouTube, Apple TV, Xumo, TiVo Plus, Pluto, and smart TVs like Samsung and LG. Tune in today because Newsmax is real news for real people.
It's time for Farm and Ranch headlines on the Southeast AgNet. I'm Darren Spearman reporting. This season, get medieval on peanut white mold with the powerful protection of the all-new Ocala fungicide from Valent USA. With superior staying power, Ocala keeps your peanuts from being conquered by white mold, even under heavy pressure. Ask your local retailer or visit valent.com/Ocala to learn more. Peanut contracts are being offered for the 2021 season. Last year, they were around $400 to $450. This year, $475 per ton for runner-type peanuts. You can add $25 to that for production as seed. There's also a $25 premium if some are irrigated, and even a $25 premium if you're producing high oleic peanuts. Some bind points do not handle the high oleic. Some sheller offer a $425 and a runner-type pool. Farmers can put their peanuts guaranteed $425, and the dividends will pay at the end of the season. Another sheller offers $400, $500 Minimax, they call it. Guaranteed $400. Right now it's $475, but it will not go over $500, and that'll be the end of the contract.
This season, get medieval on peanut white mold with the powerful protection of all-new Ocala fungicide from Valent USA. Here to shield your peanuts from the treachery of white mold, Ocala delivers excellent staying power, keeping your peanuts from being conquered, even under heavy pressure. Stay one step ahead of peanut white mold with the powerful protection of Ocala. Ask your retailer or visit valent.com/Ocala. Always read and follow label instructions.
This season, get medieval on peanut white mold with the powerful protection of the all-new Ocala fungicide from Valent USA. With superior staying power, Ocala keeps your peanuts from being conquered by white mold, even under heavy pressure. So ask your local retailer or visit valent.com/Ocala to learn more. I'm Darren Spearman for Southeast AgNet.
When it really counts, depend on the source for the latest weather updates, keeping you ahead of the storm. 96.3 FM, 1370 AM, The Source.
Today we'll have plenty of sunshine with a high of 65 to 70, then clear skies tonight, low 44 to 56. Saturday, look for sunshine mixing with some clouds, high tomorrow 71 to 73. Then thickening clouds on Sunday with a high of 75 to 78. Expect showers by late Sunday night. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm Holly Holdren.
The Ocala Golf Club, one of Ocala's premier golf courses, from its pristine 18-hole course layout to its amazing pro shop. Jason Linhart and the staff at Ocala Golf offer everything that you need for your golf outing. That's the Ocala Golf Club. Experience country club-style golf at municipal prices. You won't go wrong with the Ocala Golf Club. Call them for a tee time today, 352-401-6917.
This is Ocala Talks with Tom Schmidt, bringing stories that are important to our community in and around Ocala. Plus, of course, a splash of sports as well. Now, here's your host, Tom.
Welcome back to Ocala Talks with Tom Schmitz on a Friday. Remember where the Royal Oak charcoal plant used to be located in northwest Ocala? Well, yesterday, while it's only dirt now, yesterday, there was a gathering of community leaders, politicians, law enforcement, fire officials, well-wishers, and a lot of other people gathered there yesterday for the groundbreaking ceremony in the Mary Sue Rich Community Center at Reed Place to honor Mary Sue Rich, a city council member whose district included the area where the plant was, and Ruth Reed, who was a longtime president of Neighborhood Citizens of Northwest Ocala. Mary Sue Rich retired from city council. She did not run for her seat. Irie Bethea took over her seat. Yesterday, glowing recommendations from all the councilmen. Mr. Bethea said the center will be a place to connect, learn, and form friendships that will last a lifetime. Councilman Molliver called it a beautiful day for the city, where amenities in this building will include basketball courts, a cafe, a multi-purpose room, and a walking track. Councilman Jay Musley, who was the event's MC, paid tribute to Reed and Rich and thanked the women for their dedication, service, and commitment to Ocala. He called Miss Rich a visionary and the first black woman and longest-serving member of the council. On the phone lines with us is another former city council member who served with Miss Rich on the council, John McLeod. He joins us. John, good morning to you.
Good morning, Tom. How are you?
A little fired up from Galen Unall's getting me lathered up in the first hour, but now I want to switch gears and talk about a lady who was a champion for her community, for her area of this community, West Ocala, Mary Sue Rich, who, even though I've known Miss Rich for a while, I've had discussions, I just don't feel right calling her Mary Sue Rich. I always refer to her as Miss Rich. Is that okay?
Well, that's the way I refer to Miss Rich. Even as a council member, I never Mary Sue. It was always Ms. Rich. But, a show of respect, and rightfully so. She deserved it.
Talk about your time on council. I know you got to give me a funny story, because everybody knows Miss Rich was very serious about her job, but she had a light side to her as well. Give me a funny story you can tell me about Miss Rich.
Oh, yeah, I've got one. Yeah, I had probably been on city council the better part. I've been sworn in for 2 to 3 weeks, and we had what they called a shade meeting, which is an attorney meeting to discuss a upcoming litigation issue. And I showed up to that meeting probably 5 minutes late due to traffic and everything, and Miss Rich, in such a nice way, looked at me and said, "That's such a nice watch. You'd think you'd learn to be on time." And I was completely taken back by it, but I'll tell you this, I was never late for a meeting again.
I mean, she didn't say it mean-spirited. All she goes, "Wow, that's a nice watch." You'd think with a watch like that, you could be on time.
Well, yeah, that's basically what she said. And by God, I'm not ever really late, but I made sure that I was there before everybody else from then on.
What about Miss Rich made her so she was everybody, even when she took positions that people might not agree with, everybody still showed her respect, and everybody still had a likeness for her. I've never met anybody that said, "I don't like Mary Sue Rich." What is it about Miss Rich that even if she may not agree with you, there's still a like and a respect there for her by everybody that I've ever talked to?
Well, even if you didn't agree with her opinion was always well thought out, based on some good facts and things behind it. Like I said, you may not agree with it, but she was prepared, and she knew what the heck she was talking about. And you better know what you're talking about. And I'm talking council type situation. And but she knows so much about the community. Obviously, when I was in there, and she's much older than I am, but knew so much about the community. And I did too, but not from a place where she had come from. So she taught me a great deal, and taught me how to respect, have the respect for other people like she did, but yet stand your ground and do what you believe in.
Did she, when you were first on council, did she offer any advice, or did y'all have conversations where you were able to learn from her years of experience from council?
No, it wasn't that she offered advice or anything, and she always treated me with respect, and I always treated her with respect. I mean, like I said, if I disagreed with her, I tried to do it in a polite type manner. And she would have, as council members, you're always going to have a little spat with another council member over an issue, but, she and I, we never had those like that where it came out other than, "I disagree with you and I'd like to vote this way." But she was such a wealth of knowledge, though. She could tell you things that happened, when I was born in 1963. She could tell me what happened in 1963 and tell me what happened in Ocala in 1963. And so that meant so much to us as council members and people in general, that it helped me do my job better.
She was like a Ocala Britannica.
Yes, absolutely.
Hey, I know this conversation had to come up because it was 2018 that city officials finally hired a company to tear down the Royal Oaks charcoal plant, the 123,000 square foot property. So I know this came up. How passionate was she about cleaning up what she thought was a pollutant and an eyesore right in her neighborhood in the heart of her district?
Yeah, both her and Miss Reed were very passionate about it. And I think from that respect, all of council was. The charcoal plant, I get it. It was a business in a time where people, they just weren't watching the pollutants like they should. But, the people that directly lived around it, it was so bad for them, for them to breathe it and for the whole area. It was kind of a blight. But the idea came up early on, and we discussed it, and everybody was on board to do something like that at the time.
This community center they're building in Mary Sue Rich's name, the Mary Sue Rich Community Center at Reed Place. It's going to offer a lot of amenities to the good folks of West Ocala. Is this something a long time coming? Too long? It's been too long and it should have happened before? Or is this just about the right time in your estimation because it's able to carry such prolific names on it as Mary Sue Rich and Ruth Reed's names?
Well, Tom, it never comes soon enough. I'm glad we got to the point where it is here. Should this have been here 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago? Yes. But, we're here now, and that's better than doing it 10 years from now. So it's going to be great for the community. It'll give not only, people a place to do things and whatever, but it's just great for the whole community.
Miss Mary Sue Rich was always a champion of West Ocala. Talk about some of the things that you know that happened on council that benefited West Ocala that she helped hammer through. Got some of you guys to look at it in a different way and got it through council to help West Ocala. If there was any one thing you remember,
it wasn't necessarily the big things that I remember, like the things that are visible to people, but it was a lot of things on infrastructure that she brought up some really, really points on that, okay, we're all in Ocala and these dollars go for all of Ocala, but there are portions of her district that it just was wrong. They weren't treated the same, in the prior decades, before, in the 50s and 60s. They just weren't treated the same. And so the infrastructure needed to be improved in West Ocala. And those are the things that I remember that she would champion when we would look at things. And, I had to agree with her. I mean, there's other places in Ocala that we had to look at also that didn't get the same infrastructure upgrades as other places. But, she was always championing that. And I think that's really, really important, some of the things she did there.
John McLeod, he served on the council with Miss Mary Sue Rich for 4 years, right, John? You were there?
4 years, yes.
And really, I know you enjoyed your time talking with Mrs. Rich, as you've said, and really a character. She's what my dad would refer to as a pistol. Is that a safe illustration of Mary Sue Rich, that she at times could be a pistol?
Oh yeah, when she was dead set on something, I mean, she'd stomp her heels in the ground, and she was, by God, she was going to champion whatever cause that she believed in, and that's the way it should be. I mean, I know there's a give and take in any kind of politics council, but occasionally there comes an issue where if you set your feet in the ground and the other council members will take into account what you're saying. And a lot of times, unless it's something totally outrageous, we will acquiesce to that and try to take into account what she wants to do and go that direction. So it was really good, some of the things she did in that sense.
What does it say, wrapping up this final couple questions, what's it say about her legacy? That so many, even our mayor, Kent Gwynn, he has his detractors. You, when you were on council, it's well documented, you had your detractors. Susie Heimbachel had her detractors. Daniel Owen had his detractors. What's it to say, though? What's it say about the legacy of Miss Rich that when you talk to politicians, community leaders, law enforcement, fire officials, people who knew her, very few people, I've never met anybody. They said she was firm. They said she could be stubborn at times and when she had her mind set on something. But everybody talks about her in a glowing way. What's that say about her legacy?
Well, everybody has their detractors, and she did too. But I guess the ultimate thing you could say was, even though she had her detractors, people always respected her and respected where she came from and her opinion and, you know, the way she went about her job. I do have one thing I do need to say that I did tell her one day that I basically hated her son, Frank. And she just was taken back completely by that and looked at me like I'd lost my mind. I said, you forget, Miss Rich. He blocked the field goal in the Vanguard Forest game and ran it back 80 yards so my team lost that game because of your son. Then I walked away. She started laughing. And I'm still not over it to this day, and I'm still mad about it because we would have won the game because the field goal would have been good.
Well, you know, I really wish I could find fault in that argument, but I cannot. I harbor, you know, we beat Hilliard when I was at West Nassau. We beat Hilliard 45-3 one game, and had to run for 2.5 days because we had allowed Hilliard to score on our home field by kicking a field goal. And so I still hate Hilliard for me having to run for 2.5 days because they kicked the field goal. So I understand. John, thanks so much for taking time out of your day. I know you got a busy schedule. You know, with all the stuff you're doing with your business and everything, and to take time out to join us today is okay. I'll see you about 12:30.
All right. Have a great day.
Thanks, John. Former city councilman John McLeod giving us a little look into Mary Sue Rich, the wonderful community leader who yesterday, along with Ruth Reed, had a dedication, groundbreaking ceremony dedication for a community center in her name at Reed Place in Ruth Reed's name. We'll be right back after this short timeout. You listen to 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, WOCA, The Source.
On this episode of What Not to Do, brought to you by
Mike Scott Plumbing. If water runs through it, we do it.
Holy what have you done to my kitchen?
Oh, honey, how is it? I never know when she's coming home.
What are all these pipes laying around? Why is my dishwasher in the living room, and why is the carpet all wet?
Well, remember that fancy new kitchen remodel you've always wanted?
Oh, I do, and this is not it.
But I thought I might save some money by doing it myself.
You thought wrong. I promise this is going to cost you way more. You should have called in the professionals at Mike Scott Plumbing, because I'm pretty sure when I flush the toilet, water is not supposed to come out of the sink.
Noticed that, did you?
The next thing I'm going to notice is you calling Mike Scott Plumbing like you should have done in the first place.
Yes, dear. 866-314-4443.
Yes, 866-314-4443.
That played out so differently in my head. On next week's episode of What Not to Do.
No, not monkeys.
Hi, this is JP from Penn Flooring here in Ocala. I would like to invite you to come in and visit our spacious showroom where we have solutions for every style and budget. From wall-to-wall carpet to hardwood floors and tiles, we have an unsurpassed selection of flooring. At Penn Flooring, we've provided quality customer service with a family touch for over 25 years. Visit our website at pennflooring.com or come by our showroom, 1201 Southwest 17th Street, just over the bridge. Penn Flooring, quality customer service with a family touch.
What you need is RoofMax. RoofMax is a revolutionary green roofing solution that can save you $10,000 or more by greatly extending the life of your existing roof. Here's how it works. Asphalt roof shingles have essential oils to keep them flexible and waterproof. Over time, this oil dries out, causing your roof to become brittle and slowly break apart. A RoofMax treatment saturates your roof with millions of microbeads, restoring flexibility and continued waterproof protection. It's like a skin moisturizer for asphalt shingles.